Now, I want to focus on another very crucial point, and it is the communication skills required at the time of checkout of the guest. What happens is that we pay a lot of attention at the time of check-in, and as we discussed earlier in the lecture, that how important it is that you should greet, you should smile, you should welcome the guests in a very, very significant, in a very, very proper way. But let me tell you that for the front office team, the how you acknowledge the guest, how you see him see the guest departing from your hotel is equally important. So, one most important thing is that you should never do the checkout in a rushed manner. You have to pay full attention to each and every detail. If the guest has maybe some issue, you try to listen to that issue in a very positive manner and give them assurance that if that particular issue was something which the guest did not like, then you have to ensure the guest that if they come back and whenever it is possible for the hotel to give them the services, they will make sure that that particular thing which they did not like will not be repeated. So they will feel very good about it, that you are listening to their complaint and be genuine about it. So you should not do the checkout in a rushed manner because they that time, but paying attention to every guest when they check out is equally important as paying attention to them when they check in. Another very important thing which can make a lot of difference and also help in positive engagement is that you uh, ask the guest if they are not telling themselves anything and they are just sort of saying okay, bye, thank you. You ask for an honest feedback. What happens is that most of the time I have experienced that they very outrightly they say, okay, ma'am, hope you had a good experience. Please write something good about us on some feedback platforms. But instead of saying write about us directly, what I feel you should do is that you ask them for a genuine feedback right there. And if they have the time, then you say that, sir or ma'am, if you have the time, can we have your feedback if there is something which we can improve? So that when you come next, we'll make sure that we have seen your personal problem or personal issue which you are pointing out. You are a very valuable guest for us. We would like to have now that particular feedback will be an honest feedback and it will give you an opportunity to improve. So do not miss on that opportunity. And then it is up to the guest whether they praise or they point out something. But it is, as they say, that sometimes criticism it should be accepted and should be welcomed. And there is nothing better than a guest who's experienced it and giving you the feedback. So give them this kind of an opportunity and tell them to give you the honest feedback. And then another important thing which I feel can make a lasting impression is that if you know that the guest has liked a particular type of cookie or coffee or tea, and if you already have it in your hotel, in your shop within the hotel, or it could be in your coffee shop, you give them a surprise by saying that by giving it as a goodbye gift. That surprise gift will make a lot of difference. And you say that we know that all through your stay you liked this coffee, so we've packed some coffee for you, or we've packed your particular favorite tea, or we've packed cookies for you. Likewise, if the guest is with the kids, then you have a lot more to do. You can always make a nice, small, colorful hamper and give a few things for the kids. If you can give them two flasks. One flask can have some energy drink, and the other flask can have some juice, and you give it to them and say that this will be handy for you on the way. Because youngsters, young couples can manage, but if you do these small things for the kids and for the senior citizens, or even for a solo traveler, solo guest, I'm sure it's going to really make a lot of difference. And then once again, you give them say goodbyes with a genuine smile, with a pleasing attitude, and with use their name, surname with correct titles when you say your final goodbyes. Believe me, it's really going to make a lot of difference. Don't do the checkout in a rushed manner. Try to pay personal attention to the guest when the guest is leaving. You can always give them some advice about the traffic on the way, or ask them if they need help about the cab or anything else, and make sure you keep water bottles in their car even if you have not arranged the hotel car. But water bottles is something which is a must, and besides that, you can always give them some souvenir, which could be, as I said, tea, coffee, cookies, sandwiches, something which they will remember they got without asking. So, the engagement with the guest of the front office team is at the time is equally important as it was when they checked in, and in a very, very pleasing manner, because a lasting